Well, Mama always told me there'd be days like these. Actually, it's over 2 days, but it's within a 24-hour period. So, a lot of tiny little frustrating things going on, and it's got me disappointed. I don't want to say depressed. I'm not depressed, definitely not. Some of them my own doing, some of them business dealings, some a little intertwined. For example, the first one, a customer made an order from me, perhaps Saturday night, and I meant to. My normal process is to send payments to my friend, who then sends it to my supplier. And the reason for that being is because I'm out of China. I don't trust that it's going to go through properly or in a timely fashion. So my friend does it for me, and then he keeps my commission to the side and pays me in lump sums. And that's great. There's not been one problem with that whatsoever. In fact, he's gone above and beyond to make it work. Quite often fronting me money when I need, not because I don't have it, but because I don't have it available in Chinese funds, and it's quite a process. Anyway, my friend moved to another country, Cambodia. So I decided that I would give him, some time to get acclimated, to move in, to relax. So I decided to submit the process myself, which I used to do all the time, but now I kind of I made a mistake in which I sent the address to my supplier, but I never sent the money. It's just sitting in my account. Coincidentally, I look in my account and there's a lot more money than I thought I had. So I start transferring it into my wife's account. Make a long story short, if possible at this point. She's got to send it to a company to have the currency changed. So she sent it right away. Nothing wrong with that. That's normal, not her fault. And then I realized my mistake, so I couldn't retrieve the money and submit the order. So basically, I took the customer's money and didn't pay the warehouse, didn't pay the supplier. So in a sense, I guess I stole from him, which was not my intention at all. The customer, by the way, is very understanding. He's a nice guy, and so anyway, I don't like making a mistake with business. And as I was thinking about it, backing out of a restaurant last night, I hit a pole, purely because one mistake generated another. And then I had to borrow money from my friend who I just mentioned before, the one who's receiving the payments. So, 3 mistakes in a row. Not sending in the payment, which has since been fixed, remedied, whatever word you want to use. An e-bike accident, and having to borrow money, which I hate. So that definitely made me start feeling sorry for myself. So sorry, I went to bed at 7:30 at night. But then I woke up and I had a couple more issues with the business. A gentleman who made a 3 purchase item, who was sent all the information beforehand, was satisfied with 2 of his items, but the other one, I made the mistake of providing the brand name when I didn't. I should have provided the generic name. So when it came, he thought it was something else, which it wasn't, but that gave him the motivation to research the product online. And while he was doing it, he looked in Taobao, which is the Chinese version of Amazon, and he found the product for a lot less money. I never, in my 5 years doing this, have ever tried to match a Taobao price because, I don't mean to cast any aspersions here, but 90% of the time the product is counterfeit. So I can't compete with a counterfeit product when I'm providing an authentic product. The cost is much higher. And then this gentleman decided that even though he agreed to the payment before, and I understand his line of thought here, that he would just pay me the price of the listing on Taobao, which would mean that I lost a significant amount. It would cost me about $60 USD, because he was under the impression that I could just change the price at will. My commission for each product, and I don't even know if I should be saying this publicly, is 50 RMB, which is less than $10 per product, per item. So, if he's going to deduct 305 RMB, which is about the 60 that I was saying, off of the total based on somebody else's price, I can't do that. I can't take that kind of a loss for a price that he agreed upon. And this was all very cordial, and he said all the right things, and I hope I did too. But we finally resolved it by just issuing him a flat-out return, which I still lose 75 RMB, which is $12, $13, but it's coming out of my pocket. So that's just not a fun thing. And again, I've had 3 or 4 more customers who mistake the nature of my business. I sell supplements, not a supplement consultant. People ask me all kinds of questions. I give them very timely and detailed answers, and then I never hear from them again. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Not every inquiry is going to result in a sale. I'm perfectly aware of that. I understand the nature of business. It's the old 80-20, as my other friend likes to point out to me all the time. But at least have the courtesy to say thank you. I need to think about it. No thank you, I don't want it. Say anything you want, just give me closure. Well, why is that so important, Steve? I'm glad you asked. Because when somebody doesn't answer me, I assume that I haven't convinced them yet. So what does Steve do as a salesman? I continue researching it. I go to other suppliers. I negotiate between my existing suppliers to reduce the price, to get other options to see. So if somebody just blatantly doesn't answer me, then not only is it uncourteous, but it's disrespectful, it's wasteful of my time, it's unprofessional. And I always maintain people wouldn't treat me that way if I owned a physical store, but because I'm online, they think I'm some faceless robot with no emotions. So people have lost the ability to be my customers. I've banned customers. I don't need that kind of business. I'm not gonna. I have pride, I have integrity, I have dignity. I'm not going to allow others to anger me. So anyway, I did train this morning. I didn't want to. I was feeling sorry for myself, but then I realized if I didn't do that, then everyone else wins, and that you can't use things as an excuse. As Mark Bell says, there's no excuse for not being the strongest you can possibly be. And by stepping away from a workout, I was endangering that. So I need to lead by example, which I think I did today. Yeah, I'm whining a little bit on this, I get it. But I'm just venting, and I'm trying to be subtle here and not mention any names, and just explain, the inner workings of my business, and just to get it off my chest, which I think I've done. So I'll talk to you later.